Excellency, dear President Crimson, dear Professor Tester, ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to join you at today's conference, a conference that puts the focus on an area where Iceland has undisputed competencies. Iceland literally bubbles with energy, geothermal energy. The scope of this conference tells us one thing loudly and clearly. Geothermal energy has a special place in energy policy. A local and cheap source of energy to smart cities. A low carbon and low cost energy base for energy intensive industries, such as metal industries. A form of storage for intelligent networks. A source of tradable electricity in long distance interconnections. International collaboration bringing advanced technology to the world. Geothermal has it all. In Europe, just 1% of our renewable power generation today comes from geothermal, being a little over 0.1% of our total electricity generation. Geothermal heat in the European Union is no more than 3% of total renewable heat. In contrast, half of your energy in Iceland comes from geothermal. 1/4 of your electricity production is geothermal. Nearly 90% of your space heating comes direct from the underground. In fact, in Iceland, you produce almost as much electricity from geothermal as in the rest of the European Union put together. You have, for example, 10 times as much geothermal heating as Germany alone. Nowhere else can compare. It's no surprise that the United Nations decided in 1978 to base its university geothermal training program here in Iceland. In our European Union, energy-intensive companies face higher and higher energy bills. In this country, Europe's aluminium smelters are benefiting from your energy. 70% of your electricity is used by these companies, bringing jobs, skills, and businesses to Iceland. This proves my argument. Get the energy policy and prices right, and the jobs and businesses will follow. I'm also intrigued by your innovative way to store CO2, helping to fertilize the plants your geothermal heating produces. And so, the European Union can learn a lot from Iceland. Geothermal can help us achieve our energy policy goals: sustainability, competitiveness, security of supply, and geopolitical security. More and more reliable renewable energy, lower carbon emissions, and a homegrown energy resource. It sounds very attractive, but for the moment I don't really see geothermal taking off in the EU the same way as in Iceland. Our geography and geology are too different for that. We also haven't given geothermal as much attention as we could have. I've opened one of the first conferences and discussions on future utilization of geothermal energy in urban areas in Brussels only last 15th November. But we reckon that if we played it right, we could get some 5% of our energy demand from geothermal within 10 years. For this to happen, we need the right policies, technologies, and investment. And, of course, cooperation with Iceland and other international players. Ladies and gentlemen, EU energy policy gives renewable energy a high profile. And within that, we expect geothermal energy to become more and more prominent. The development of renewable energy has been one of Europe's success stories. Renewable energy today is contributing almost 13% of the EU's final energy consumption. Our climate and energy package, agreed in 2009, confirmed that renewables must provide 1/5 of our energy by 2020. By 2030, this share should be much higher, and we will be, in this period coming forward, with a green paper to start discussing future climate policy and energy policy and binding targets for 2030. Because investors need clarity and long-term planning security. And 2020 was just yesterday. 2030 is just tomorrow. Geothermal will help us reach this share. We might have nowhere near the resources that Iceland has, but there is plenty of potential in Europe or in the US, in particular for heating. Geothermal therefore features in our Smart Cities initiative, the main driver being to integrate local energy supplies, buildings and transports in the most efficient and cost-effective way. Smart cities are essential to improving energy efficiency. We are putting several million euros into projects where geothermal is used in district heating and cooling networks and zero-energy cities. Here again, we can learn a lot from Iceland. At the above-mentioned European conference pushing the use of geothermal in urban areas, I left with a strong impression that geothermal and smart cities fit together perfectly. But what about the technologies to produce geothermal heat and power? Geothermal is a rising star in our European energy research strategy. In recent years, under our FP7, we have dedicated some 12 million euros for geothermal. This does not sound a lot, but we have done a lot with it. Ground MET for heat pumps, Geyser and Eranet to coordinate national research projects are just 3 of our successful projects. We also run a European Research Alliance joint program on geothermal energy. This brings together some of the world's leading bodies in geothermal research, including Iceland's GeoSurvey. The European Technology Platform on Renewables for Heating and Cooling also supports geothermal projects. They will give a steer to future R&D in this area. Geothermal is not a new technology, but it's clear that there remains much to do in the research area. We need to find ways of reducing costs, especially of drilling, reducing risks, including seismic accidents, improving environmental sustainability, availability and efficiency. These were key to the 7th European RTD program. We will pursue similar objectives in the next research program announced Horizon 2020 up to 2020. Also, efforts need to be done in order to ensure citizens' confidence and public acceptance. Iceland, like Norway, which is well represented here today, I see, is part of European Economic Area. It participates in our 7th RTD program. It will be a welcome partner in Horizon 2020 as well. We want to bring enhanced geothermal system technology to a more developed stage and pre-commercial maturity. We want to go deeper beyond the depths of 3 kilometers. There is little need in Iceland, perhaps, but in the EU, this is where our potential lies. In supercritical geothermal technology, Iceland is the leader. We have in Europe our fair share of volcanic areas, however, too. Take Sicily, Portugal, Greece, the Canary Islands. So let's use our potential. We want to increase plant capacity to 50 megawatt installed capacity over 400 gigawatt hours baseload. No revolutionary by Iceland standards, but highly important for us. Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest sources are not where the most people are. Wind in the North Sea, Solar power in North Africa, geothermal in Iceland. To get power to the people, someone needs to pay for new cables. In the current financial situation, with states and budgets rising constraints and rising energy prices, the question is how? Our European infrastructure package will help. We should have over 5 billion euros in the new energy budget to support energy infrastructure, our Connect Europe facility. All of us in the energy sector need to send a strong message that energy investments are a good investment. They bring rewards to the economy, lower costs in the long run, create and foster more jobs, more businesses, more growth. Bridging the gap between research and markets is crucial for geothermal. Intelligent Energy Europe helps build bridges. We have looked at the whole question of finance for geothermal in our European project Geothermal Finance and Awareness in European regions. We want to get bankers and investors interested, as well as conventional extractive industries, including oil and gas. This could also be a source of investment and technical expertise. Then we need to get the markets right. If we can get utilities and consumers to support geothermal more actively, geothermal could make a leap forward in the EU within a few years. Our internal energy market can help. Europe's internal energy market could provide a launch pad for geothermal in Europe. And completing this European energy market is one of my top priorities to ensure that Europe's energy market brings benefits to all players. Already, operators have realized the important role of geothermal can play to complement other renewable energy sources, such as wind or solar, to make it easier to stabilize renewable supplies. Several member states already have a good experience of geothermal, such as France at Sulz, or Insheim in Germany, or near my home state at Landau in Baden-Württemberg. Iceland is already involved in our work to bring geothermal to the European market. Together with 7 other member states, Belgium, France, Spain, Germany, the Netherlands, Italy, Greece, Iceland is helping us assess the potential for geothermal in 27 member states. Particularly Central and Eastern Europe could benefit. Projects like this, which bring together specialists from several countries, could work as a trigger to investors, operators, and consumers. And let us not forget, Iceland is part of our internal energy market. The third package, which opens up energy markets to new entrants, applies to Iceland. The internal energy market stretches from Iceland via Scotland, Ireland, Norway, and Germany to the Baltic, the Black Sea, and the Mediterranean. Norway's electricity already feeds the European market. Why not Iceland too? Already the larger part of your energy is used in industries exporting to European markets. Take aluminium. Why not export power directly? It is 60 years since this idea first came up. Now we have a concrete project linking Iceland into the North Sea cable grid could soon become reality. The Memorandum of Understanding on the new cable, signed last year by Iceland and the UK, is a welcome step. Building up cooperation between Iceland and the EU is without doubt the way to go. Ladies and gentlemen, in an age when we need more energy, more low-carbon energy, and more renewable energy, geothermal offers us a solution we cannot afford to ignore. I am very grateful to Iceland and our hosts today for giving us all the chance to meet today, putting geothermal on the map, opening the door to new cooperation, sharing ideas from throughout the world, pushing more for more action. Geothermal fits perfectly into our renewable strategy, into our technology ambitions, into our internal market ambitions. EU businesses and consumers are waiting for solutions that geothermal can bring. Iceland and your 2 days event will inspire us for this. Thank you all and thank you for your work.